Hey guys. All right, so what are we going to be talking about today? We'll be talking about the application thesis that we've collectively combined together with our team. So what are the most obvious things that I think you guys heard many times today? There's been a massive success in onboarding. There's over 240 million active accounts at Hamster and 53 million users on Dogs, right? But we need to really double click on that and see what are the peculiarities of that specific airdrop. So let's talk about the actual practical implications of the Dogs airdrop. So there's 915,000 wallet recipients that were successfully claiming the airdrop. Out of those, 38% were actually active blockchain users, while 62 actually never interacted with the chain before. Those 316,000 active wallet users, only 5% of them actually traded on the DEX before, which is quite preposterous. Like that really showcases the massive opportunity there is for DeFi proliferation on TON. So this singular event has created 567,000 new users on TON. But the main question that we have is, what do they do next? Where do they go? So blockchains and really a lot of fintech just generally has a chicken and egg problem. Like, what does come first? Is it the applications or is it the users? Do the applications provide the incentives for users to come along, or are the users available on chain the incentive for those products? So really, we see this reverse problem on TON, where traditional blockchains have a lot of apps, a lot of upfront capital invested into development, but there's really not that many users. And the reason for that is onboarding is opaque and super expensive and really difficult. I would say traditional blockchains that we've seen around don't necessarily have the answers to real user onboarding. Well, with the open network, with TON, there's a lot of users, but honestly, there's not that many applications. And the reason for a lot of users is the predictability and the effective onboarding in Telegram, but we really need to work on the amount of applications that we see on chain. So we've seen this meteoric rise, but there are caveats, right? The achievements are super clear. There's massive success in user onboarding. We've seen it time and time again. But there's clear caveats. One of which is asymmetry in information. Product builders and users really don't have the same information available to them. And one of the reasons for that is because these systems are closed-sourced, opaque, and not really on-chain. There's an incentive misalignment, again, for that same reason. These structures are not open source, they're not on-chain, and they're black boxes. And thirdly, the disproportional amount of time invested into participating in these ecosystems and actually value received. Again, because of the opaqueness and intransparency of these systems. So what do we think is going to happen next, and which is like generally our main thesis? So we have 3 points that we would like to double click on. The first is the one-stop shop yield. Something that's transparent, that's easy to use, where the blockchain's abstracted, something like a Web2 experience that nascents this transparency in a simple-to-use front end. Attention monetization, it's sort of obvious. Telegram is a massive traffic machine, and that value needs to go somewhere. That infrastructure needs to exist to really capture that value. So you really see creator economies coming into fruition and repeatable and modular infrastructure that could be used by them to continuously drive value to both the creator and the users in an incentive-aligned flow. And lastly, the gig economy, part-time work, off the record, new really like attention and the data that users hold needs to be monetized somehow. It's a massive resource. So this sort of concept of part-time work and proportional amount of time invested and proportional amount of time value received in a very transparent flow is something that we really want to see. So now we want to talk a little bit about our actual cohort, what we are about and what we've been building. So our first cohort we've done in a partnership with TON Ventures, where we focus on 5 projects out of the 1,000 applications that we received. And we are building a lot of the actual incubation flows with these guys, and TON Ventures is providing a lot of the capital for these guys to have the runway needed for safe flight. So what are those projects? We'll talk first about Gravely, which is a super interesting crowdsourcing infrastructure for data that feeds into LLM models. There's a lot of issues with being able to on-source information into LLMs. It's primarily now a battle on the actual data algorithms and the data ingestion level and not net new data. So Gravely really answers that question in creating an ability for net new data to come into these LLMs and monetize the data and give it back to the user. So Titan is a DeFi super app that we see that will sort of create this front end for trader onboarding and act as Jupiter acted in Solana and create this massive front end that just educates everyone and gives the ability to both trade and really proliferate in DeFi and see what the ecosystem is about. Then we have TON Cash, which is a lifestyle application which allows user to continue with their general experiences in shopping off-chain, but really receive that value on-chain and use that value in the flourishing DeFi ecosystem that we are building. And then Memetics. Memetics creates allows Telegram users and channels to onboard a bot in one single click and monetize their community super easily, and then give a portion of that monetization back transparently and vividly. And Cabal Town, which is effectively picked off where Frentech left off. Instead of redefining the concept of a messaging application, Cabal Town focuses on game theory and social trading and leaves the actual virality in conversations to Telegram. So now I'll be inviting Sophia on stage to chat through what we're doing next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sophia, and today I'm ready to announce our second cohort. So our second cohort, we focus on the cross-chain apps, building towards together with TON Ventures and Mantle. Towards this cohort, we allocate 5 million funding to build the cross-chain app in the ecosystem. So basically, we want to connect 1 billion Telegram users with 90 billion EVM liquidity, what's been previously impossible. So who we are looking for? So we are looking for pre-seed, seed, and early-stage founders, decent teams which have founding background with, of course, focusing on the cross-chain liquidity. Whom we are looking, so let me give you the overview. Overview. So we have 3 months incubation period where we onboard 5 teams towards the program, which is focusing on EVM and TON user acquisition. Each project will secure from 250 to 500K investment from Mantle and TON Ventures. So we provide technical, marketing, go-to-market support for the founders in the ecosystem. So application period starts now. You could scan the QR code and find more information about the program itself. So during the 3 months, we have multiple activities such as the demo days, some founders, events, and offsites. So you can find more information through scanning the QR code, and feel free to join and apply. And one more thing that I want to cover. So we ready to announce our TON Accelerator Portal, which we create to support builders and founders in the ecosystem. You could create your profile, find your team members or co-founders that are ready to contribute in your project. Find the team that you plan to contribute and go for it. And now I want to pass mic. So also, yeah, we have a demo day section, by the way. You could participate in the demo days to increase your project visibility in front of the network of partners and investors. And now, I want to pass the mic to David from Mantle. David, he is a managing partner in Mirana and Mantle Eco Fund. So yeah, please meet David.
Thank you, Sophia. Hello. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here today. It's such a great privilege to be meeting everyone on this amazing event. So, without a doubt, I am here representing both Mentor and Mirana Ventures that I'm happy to share such an exciting development for us after many, many months of hard work. Without a doubt, Synergy is going to be the perfect opportunity for builders and users on Telegram to be able to access the deep liquidity that we have on the EVM ecosystem through Mentor. This is only possible because of the unique friendship that we have with each other between Mentor and TON. And I just want to point it out to anyone who's interested at this point of time to reach out over here to apply for cohort 2. Thank you very much for having me today.